Justice Mike, you all come in, hit the like, hit the share button. As always, I am in the room researching and looking at the local news and what's going on in the world globally, getting prepared and positioned for the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. Right? We were not around in 1930s. That was the first biggest wealth transfer. Unfortunately, the people that were around that was in the stock market got a wide awakening. So I hope that you have provisions for your 401ks, right? And your pensions as well, that they're not turning into 201ks, as we will know a stock market crash will come. And I tell people all the time, sometimes people ask me, Queen, how can you be so sure that a recession is coming? It happens like clockwork. That's why this is nothing new. As the Bible states, there is nothing new under the sun. It happens like clockwork. Every time there's a great economic um, period, there's always an economic reset that follows. Also, I want to invite you all, while you are coming in the room and hitting the like and share button. I'm actually going to be on a private Zoom. Thank you all for the thumbs up. I'm going to be on a private Zoom in approximately 40 minutes. So, behind the scenes conversation about how to research the crypto market like a boss. And so join me on that Zoom, and that will be at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time and 8 o'clock, no, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time and 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, which specific time will be what time? You all hear me out. Specific time, I think it will be 6 p.m. Specific time. So 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, and I think that will be 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So join in. There's the link right there. Join in on this private conversation. So on with this Zoom, so on with this live stream, so I can get prepared for that Zoom. What's going on in the economy? Why have I been talking to you all about crypto commodities that's backed by, cryptocurrencies that's backed by commodities? I don't know if you all know this, but Ethereum more than likely will outperform Bitcoin, right? Ethereum will more than likely outperform Bitcoin because of the use cases, the utility of Ethereum. It has more use cases than Bitcoin. And people, this is why I've been also educating you all about crypto that's backed by real world commodities because of the use case. Bitcoin has already been deemed a commodity in the digital world. When you think of commodities, I know you think about things like eggs, especially when we talk about the price of eggs. A couple of months ago, we talk about gas, groceries, 100% cotton shirt that you may have on it, or you may wear 100% cotton clothing, just clothing for cotton. And so what makes Bitcoin digital in the digital world is that it is already deemed a commodity, right? And although you cannot grow it like you can agriculture, things of that nature, commodities that we are used to seeing, touching, and feeling. Give me a second. It is deemed a commodity because Bitcoin is Bitcoin anywhere in the world, anywhere that you may go, right? Um, Anywhere in the world that you will go, anyone will and will want to accept Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin, like other commodities, gold and silver and things that come from the earth, is valuable, and it keeps a store value because there are only 21 million Bitcoin that's available. So it will continue to hold its weight, and it is considered physical gold. Now, what makes Bitcoin very valuable, and it's been around for like 13 years, what makes it very valuable is whoever this person that created this technology, and technology is the biggest, or has been the biggest boom since the iPhone and the smartphone, since Apple and Android. Now we're in the technology era, and it has been the biggest era, the biggest boom that's happened, www, internet, email, et cetera, IT, again, since the smartphone era. And so what makes Bitcoin is scarcity, right? The scarcity behind it, the global presence that Bitcoin has, that it will be wanted globally, and the genius behind this, the intellectual property behind this, is that it has less supply going forward, which will increase the demand. Unlike any physical dollar, right? Any cash fiat currency system, which is providing more of supply, more of supply. So again, it's just like if we had this big slice of pizza that everybody in the world got a slice, and it started out with people being able to get, let's say, 3/4 of a slice, right, of a piece, 3/4 of a slice. And then over time, it went to a half a slice. Okay, you get a half a slice, you get a half a slice, you get a half a slice, right? And then over time, it went from a half a slice, from 3/4 of a slice, to now 1/4 of a slice, which means you have less to eat and less to tame your hunger. The same thing has happened with the United States dollar. First, the dollar could purchase 3/4 worth of goods and items. Now, then it went to 1/2. Now it's just 1/4 of things. That's how the purchasing power of the dollar has devalued or decreased over the amount of years. And so this put people in a position, right, that unless they put their money strategically in things that's going to outgrow, and when this happened, this is called inflation, things that will outgrow inflation, unless you put your money in that, you will always be chasing the dollar. I promise you, you will not have a retirement date. You will work until you die. And a 401k is not a retirement plan at all. A 401k was created after the recession, aka the depression, because people no longer trust the stock market after the stock market wiped out so many millions of Americans. And Wall Street wanted a way to lure people back in the stock market. So they said, let's create the illusion that we can provide them a safe, comfortable retirement plan via 401k. But what they really wanted was your hard-earned cash to work for them. Right? Most people don't even know what their 401k or their pension portfolio investment consists of. But yet they trust this more than a 13, I think Bitcoin is going on 14-year digital asset in Bitcoin. So let's break down what's going on in the economy, why I'm so passionate about crypto. I'm glad you asked. You all come in. I see you all on the live stream. Let me know what part of the world that you are tuning in from. I'm going to start first with central bankers across the globe are delivering the message that slow and steady will not win the race against inflation. If we don't raise rates now, high inflation can stay with us for longer. So I'm going to allow you all to listen in on this small clip of Jerome Powell, the Treasury Secretary, Jerome Powell and his, not Treasury Secretary, I'm sorry, but Jerome Powell, 1-minute clip on testifies before the House about inflation. Let's listen in.
We never used the word pause, and I wouldn't use it here today. What we did was we agreed to maintain the rate at that meeting. Almost every single of the 16 of the 18 participants on the FOMC wrote down that they do believe it'll be appropriate to raise rates, and a big majority believes raise rates twice this year. And I think that's a pretty good guess of what will happen if the economy performs about as expected.
Ken Fisher's with me, the founder and executive chairman of Fisher Investments. It doesn't get clearer than that, in a sense. He basically said we're going to raise rates twice more this year. It's just a question of when.
All right, so this Chairman Jerome Powell of the Federal Reserve, that, you know, the biggest bank of the world, not your local bank and community bank. So that's his testimony. People is really not hidden in plain sight at all. They're telling you, they're giving you the moves that they're going to make in this poker game. And some people still want to play checkers. Unfortunately, some people are not even playing checkers. They're still playing Connect Four, right? While the government and the feds is playing poker on you. Other news up to date, oil climbs on concerns Russia political issues may impact supply. Now, let me show you why I'm excited to see this news as oil climbs on concerns of Russia's political issue. I told you all that World War III will be a commodities war. In fact, every war has been a commodities war. It's always been about the money. And unfortunately, many people think they are fighting for their country. You're fighting every war from World War II. World War I has always been a money war, right? Where after World War II, the United States deemed itself as the global reserve currency, which means other countries globally accept the United States cash dollars for its rich world commodities. So oil climbs on concerns of Russia political issue. This is Singapore. Oil prices rose early in Asian trade on Monday after a failed Russian mercenaries over the weekend raised concerns about political instability in Russia and the potential impact on oil supply from one of the world's largest producers. So not a big climb in oil, but we know what's going to happen. Beginning in July, OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, has already announced that they're going to cut millions of oil supply. That includes the exporting of oil that is coming to the United States as well. So now there's a clash between Moscow and Russia groups, and heavily, and this just happened yesterday on southern Russia, and their rapid advance to the capital about the deal is now halted between Moscow and Russia. Raised questions from Putin's on power and concerns about the disruption of Russian oil supply. So that's other news coming. We have to stay on top of what's going to happen in July. Also, Goldman Sachs analysts, and I'm not saying that these analysts are always right, but I am educating you, says the market may price on higher probability that domestic prices between the Russia leads to supply disruptions on top of what OPEC and Saudi Arabia has already announced, and that a sizable negative impact on the oil supply in the future. So again, people, China's economic growth has been a nightmare for commodities market. Everything and growing your money and living a richer life. I've been telling people much of this is going to your zip code. It is going to affect everything, where you live, where your children go to school, where your grandchildren go to school. What can you afford? We have now more foreclosures coming up, right? People, purchase homes that was 30 to 40% overpriced to get a 2 or 3% interest rate. I'm going to take a sip of water on that one. They purchased homes that was 30 to 40% overpriced to get a 2-3% interest rate. And this is why I'm so passionate about teaching financial education and financial literacy. So we got Costco executives warning on looming recession because one chain shoppers are making to their buying habits. In times of economic struggles, Americans tend to change their shopping habits. This is called the lipstick effect, where people will continue to splurge on smaller items such as candles and cosmetics, but delay larger purchases is just an example of what's called the lipstick effect. Costco's executives have also spotted that other consumer spending changes in their warehouse clubs lately. So who better to know than Costco and Sam's and the big marketers that allure thousands and thousands of people through shopping, through discounted memberships. Speaking of discounted memberships, I'm going to show you some cryptos that's linked by these commodities, as we will have a commodities war. And you want cryptos, in my opinion, that are connected to futures commodities with that. So Costco, again, CFO says he's seeing customers switching from purchasing of beef products to less expensive choices like pork and chicken. He's also seeing the trend of the United States. This historically is a trend in the U.S. before entering a recession. And I'm just telling people, a recession is a trend. All you have to do is just Google search. It's a Google search away of the time frame that recessions have happened. And it's like clockwork. It's from 10 to 15 years. We know the last biggest one was in 2018. So in fact, 2008. 2008. So in fact, people, we are well overdue, because the 10-year mark from 2008 will mark 2018. This is 2023. So we're at that 15-year mark. Between 10 to 15 years, recession happens. Other news, the corn prices are vulnerable for the season. I've been telling you all that we're also going to have a food shortage moving forward. 18,000 cattle died reportedly of heat issues in Texas. Brazil has a large, thousands of cattle died in Brazil as well. Kansas has a wheat shortage going on in Kansas right now. And now you have corn, things that you can eat very inexpensive, like wheat and corn, but that will keep you full longer. So corn is an essential commodity with a significant impact on the global economy. It is one of the widely traded commodities in the world, with a wide range of uses from food and fuel to animal feed. So just know the multi-dimension things that corn does. The United States is the world's largest producer, followed closely by Brazil. Again, Brazil also have a beef cattle issue right now as well. As with any commodity, the price of corn is subject to change based on various factors, including what I always like to teach and educate people about: supply and demand, weather patterns, and the global economic conditions. Now, why am I talking to you about commodities? I'm going to show you again in a few minutes, right? Last thing I want to share with you: Social Security cuts, 20% cuts to your payment. This is for the people who love to say, I'm on a fixed income. You can't continue to live in a fixed mindset, right? You got to want to break through that glass ceiling and say, my income is not fixed. I live in a finite universe, and my income is, I live in an infinite universe, and my income is infinite, is not fixed, right? So Social Security, 20% cuts to your payment may come sooner than you think. It is more alarming news about the state of Social Security. Some experts are warning that up to 20% of payment could cut as early as, and 2032 is a long time, right? It's a long time. We got 10 years from now. But if you're 62, 65, you got to look at, okay, I'll be 72, 65, and it's could affect up to 66 million people receiving benefits. 10 years from now, just imagine how much higher and more expensive things will be, how inflation will continue to drive prices up. So with the average person who receive benefits, that's only about $1,700, right? And so right now, this is January 2023 status. The cuts of 20% would put people at around a $1,350 threshold, which is going backwards. So for people that's looking for retirement, maybe 10 years from now, and you're looking to Social Security, you may see definitely a decrease and what that has to offer. So why not put your cash into things that are going to increase and grow in value? And I tell people this all the time. Age is not an indicator of how many years you have to live. I've seen people 100 years old that continue to live to 110. And unfortunately, I've seen people that's 10 years old that didn't live to see 20, or 1 years of age and did not live to see 11. So age is not an indicator of how many years you have, you all. You can't have a mindset, well, I'll be too old to be thinking about investment. I want my, and I made this Facebook post and I asked people, if you can get $100,000 up front or $1,000 residually, which would you choose and why? Most people chose the 100K up front. I'm not saying either answer is right or wrong. I just wanted to study human behavior. And then most people stated, oh yeah, I get the 100K up front, Queen, because I would invest it and make more than $1,000 residually. Most of them would not, because the mindset of lottery winners is, give me my money now, give it to me up front. And then you talk yourself. This is the thing, right? You talk yourself into, okay, I deserve this splurge. I deserve this vacation. I deserve to wear designer clothes on my back. I deserve a nicer vehicle, that Maserati, that, with these Rolls Royce. I deserve that Lambo. I deserve. What makes you deserve it? What? I deserve to splurge. And then they don't invest in anything, because I ask everyone that says 100K and I would invest. And then I asked the question, well, what would you invest in? And it was crickets. No answer. Could not tell me what they would invest in. Didn't know the first thing about investing. And so and then I played this, it has over 20 something thousand views on my TikTok. And I played, and let me see, can I put this up real quick? I played this Jim Rohn clip, and Jim Rohn is saying, if you want to become rich, you should take a millionaire out to eat, out to lunch. And a lot of the comments, I just perused through the comments today, right? A lot of the comments were, oh, it does no good to take people out to eat. In 2023, they don't do that anymore. I'm like, it's no more 5-star restaurants. Since when did 5-star restaurants go out of business? Oh, it's hard to find millionaires in someone was from North Carolina and Charlotte, North Carolina. Listen, pay any price, right? Pay any price, and I'm not sure, that you have to pay to stay in the presence of extraordinary people. It is a very inexpensive way, a very cheap and inexpensive way to stay in front of millionaires, and that's called network marketing. That's called network marketing. Network marketing is the cheapest that I found for people to stay and get mentorship in the presence of millionaire. Another thing that I asked on my Facebook page was, what is the greatest investment you've ever made? And most people commented that Miss Howard says, I would love to take a millionaire out to eat. Miss Howard, I'll eat with you. I mean, that's what we'll do. All right, let's go. And Miss Howard, I hope you can jump on this Zoom in 15 minutes. I got to get off this live stream. Well, FedCoin is coming in July. That's one thing, the government's technology system. Also, we see a crop shortage is coming in. I think that cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin, may take a dip in July, and we'll see an uprise because Bitcoin halving is coming in April of 2024. Around the month of October, we'll see an uprise, I believe, uptrend Bitcoin, because traditionally that's how Bitcoin has performed leading up to its halving. It's taken a dip, then another uptrend. Also, October is the 8th month of the year. That's where we get octopus, right? It is not August. We're not based off the Gregorian calendar. Is very helpful to know the Hebrew Greek calendar, because that will let you know how the money and how the markets and how economic times will move financially. And so October 8 and October. Thank you, Miss Howe. I need to get off so I can be on the Zoom. And commodities shortage. I just talked about supply and demand. My portfolio value has upticked to 6 figures. I'm very, very happy about that. As you can see, this is supported by black gold, also known as Texas tea, as we have OPEC in July as well, Organization of Petroleum Exporting Goods, specifically Saudi Arabia, that's saying they are cutting shortages beginning July 1st of crude oil being shipped to the United States. DebtBox is the utility token that links all of these cryptos, is also having a big announcement come July 1st that it is transitioning to layer 1 blockchain technology, right? So big news behind that. Behind big news, we're hoping for bigger profits, right? Natural gas, as the United States debt ceiling increased, the natural gas line that was added to it. Many people slept on that. Also, remember President Biden a couple of months ago did not approve the Keystone pipeline, supply and demand. Also, I've been talking to you all about GROW. This is high yielding agriculture that's supported by cocoa beans, soybean, wheat. I told you about a wheat shortage that's uprising, corn shortage. Kansas right now, United States has a wheat shortage. And so where these shortages are, right? Again, with crypto, if it's not, all of these utilities, all of these cryptos have more use cases. And this is why I've been telling you all, Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin, because percentage wise now, because it has more use cases. XPLR, that is the satellite technology that scans the earth, finds these cryptocurrencies, right? Everything has a frequency vibration, right? It scans the earth realm from space through technology. I've been telling you all as well, technology and internet has been the biggest boom since smartphone technology, right? Aluminum, over 10,000 acres of land, bauxite, aluminum, which is used and consumed on a daily basis. And then you have blocks. This is commercial real estate. Without dealing with renters, rehabs, or renovation. You get rich in the metaverse, you all, and get you some land in the metaverse. You will become rich in the universe. This is drip. This is, as I'm drinking my water, this is providing clean, efficient water to specifically third world countries. Drip and DCM right now, at the time of this recording, are big performers. DCM, data center mining, was on sale at a discount. You can text me at 601-331-444 to see if that DCM is still on sale. It was $6,750 off on sale. And this is perpetual profits. You are perpetual profits. So whether you are watching this live or on the replay, I want you to hashtag, and I know you're probably saying, Queen, perpetual is a big word. Well, you can Google it. Perpetual profits. You are rewarded for owning these cryptos and verifying transaction on the blockchain daily. And you're getting daily rewards 365 days a year, 24/7. DCM, again, was at a big discount sale. I haven't checked in my back office to see is it still on sale, people, for just $750. When this was first released just a couple of months ago, it was $7,500, right? So hey, you want to get in on that, text the number strolling at the bottom of the screen, text CC serious inquiries only, right? DLG, it is linked to gold, digital link gold. It's not backed by gold, which means you can convert your tokens and retrieve and receive the physical gold. So you all, I have, again, a private Zoom. If you all want to join me on this private Zoom, then the link is the first comments in the description. It is the Bit Group team. It starts in 9 minutes. So I have to wrap up and end this live stream. Thank you all for stopping in, saying hello. And I'm out. Have a great day. Queen out.